Looking for your next champion? Head to Wellman Livestock, where top quality show pigs meet unbeatable genetics. Specializing in crossbred pigs and breeding year round, Wellman Livestock of Salem, Iowa is committed to producing show pigs built for winning at every level of competition. Contact Tyler at 319 470 8753 or visit them on Facebook to learn more. Wellman Livestock. We don't just breed pigs, we breed winners. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe, the host of The Joe Show, where we dive into the livestock industry from a kid's point of view. My guest on today's show knew a good one when they came across thunder. Madilyn Norvell of Oklahoma came away with grand champion steer at the 2025 National Western Stock Show in Denver. So let's dive in it with Madilyn. Here we go. Madilyn, congrats on your recent win in Denver. To start off, tell everyone about yourself.
So my name's Madilyn Norvell. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Tuttle, Oklahoma. I live with my sister and my two parents. I'm involved in the church. I'm involved in showing livestock such as pigs and cattle. I give speeches, I judge livestock, and I also play volleyball.
Nice. So, when you say you give speeches, like, what do you mean by that, kind of? Or, like, tell me a little bit more about that.
From a period of about 3 months, I will work on a prepared speech that's usually 4 to 6 minutes long on a given topic, in which I will research and develop knowledge and information that I can answer questions and also present my speech to a panel of judges in which I will either succeed or not do as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So, what did it feel like when the judge came up to you in the final drive at Denver?
It was a mix of emotions. I can say I was extremely nervous. I felt myself shaking. There's a lot of pictures that I look back on where I'm like, wow, I was having to breathe, having to calm myself because I could feel my family and my friends watching around the ring, and I just wanted it so bad for our team to be able to win and experience this accomplishment. So as he was coming up, I was extremely nervous. Is he going to come pick me? Is he going to go around me? What's going to happen? But once he picked me, it was just pure excitement.
Mhm. So, walk me through Denver and, like, I've been there once. Walk me through what goes down the whole time you're there.
So Denver's a very, I guess you could say, prestigious show. It's something that everybody looks forward to. So every morning, the barns are not open until 6 o'clock. You cannot enter the barns until 6 a.m. So every morning we would get there around 5:45 and wait and enter the barn. And you go in, you rinse your steers, you take them places. The show is obviously legendary. It's the green carpet. Everyone's used to it. And this year, especially with it being the last year on the hill, it was very memorable and very special. And then once you're selected, you go on to sale night. And so going to the Brown Palace is something that the Grand and Reserve Grand get to do. It was the most amazing experience I've ever had. There were people everywhere who just wanted to come and experience being around livestock. I know they said without the people that bought the tickets, there were people lined around the block coming to see the steers. It was just truly amazing. And then sale night was a night that I will forever remember, and it changed my life in the way that I was supported and feeling how loved I was and how loved the agricultural industry was. It was honestly just an incredible feeling.
And you sold your steer at that sale for a record of $210,000. That's amazing. Yeah, like walk us through that night and like how you prepared for it.
So earlier that morning, I woke up and I had to come or that might have been the day before. I had to do a bunch of TV interviews. There were a lot of things going on. That same sale day, we also went to the Brown Palace. So I woke up that morning, kind of cleaned off my steer, and we loaded him onto a trailer provided by the National Western, where we went to the Brown Palace. And they were so incredible about making everything about you and your animal. They wanted to make sure that you felt comfortable and you were prepared. And so that was just really like pure bliss. And then we got back to the fairgrounds, and that's whenever it kind of kicked in. It was very bittersweet because I was going to lose my steer who had been my best friend for however long I had him. But I was also going to be gaining so much opportunity through this. So they take you into a back room where all of the buyers and bidders are, and they let you interact with each one of them individually, which I think is really special because I was able to tell them a little bit more about myself and just tell them how appreciative I was of this moment. So you do that for about an hour to an hour and a half, and then you go back and I got my calf ready. And he was I believe, fifth or sixth in the ring. And whenever I went in, it was just spectacular. I could see my mom sitting front row. There were people everywhere. The crowd was honestly the best part. Whenever the bidding continued to run up and I got to a record-breaking moment, the applause was insane, and I just felt so supported. It was really special.
For Denver and normal shows, how do you get your cows ready?
So he actually never went to a show before Denver. Denver was his only show. But something that we continuously try to do is put a good hair routine in. So working their hair was vital. It was put sheen in it, blow it, work it for hours, rinse him every day, make sure that he's getting the correct amount of feeding all the time. A lot of showmanship practice went into it to make sure that I was doing my part whenever he was in the show ring. Because whenever it comes down to it, it's up to the judges, but I can also like help wave that in a direction depending on my showmanship. So we practiced a lot, did a lot of hard work, the feeding, getting up early mornings, late nights, bringing them in the barn, making sure he wasn't in the sun. Just a lot of hard work.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about Thunder? Where did he come from and what made him stand out once you got him?
So Thunder came from Bottom Show Cattle. He has always been the calmest, most sweet steer I've ever had in my life. Anytime I would go to the barn, see him, he wanted to be pet, he wanted to be loved on. He showed like a dream. He showed like in no other steer I've ever had before. He wanted to be a show steer and he knew that. And what really made him stand out to me was just like his not only his personality, but just like his qualities, his quality of hair, his quality of muscle. Like he was just special. I could tell from the day that I got him that he was going to be a special steer, and I just couldn't have asked for a better one to be by my side.
Were there any challenges or surprises along the way with your steer? Did he always feed well, easy to break? Was he kept healthy?
He was healthy the whole time. He was always healthy. He always wanted to eat. He was honestly an extremely easygoing, easy to feed steer, and I could not be more appreciative of that.
So, walk us through a show day. Like, you said you wake up early in the morning, rinse some walk home, but like mentally, how do you prepare for such a big show?
So the morning of the show day, so for Denver, you're there for a week before. And so I had already been nervous and had these nerves built up. And so whenever I woke up, it was automatically like it's show day, like it's an important day. So obviously we do all the stuff that you mentioned. We rinse them, we wash them, we get them in the chutes, and that's whenever it really came like important to me. Something that I always try to do though to keep my nerves down and to also just kind of help myself is pray. I'm very spiritual and I like to, ask God that it be his will and it be his way, how things turn out. Another thing that I do that kind of suits me is I put 2 pennies in my pocket every time that I show because I lost my best friend at a young age. And if you see a penny, it's a penny from heaven. And so I wear 2 pennies because she used to show calves as well. So I put 2 pennies because 2 was her lucky number and the pennies from heaven. And I wear them in my pocket and it always makes me feel comforted and it makes me feel like I have her there by me. So those are 2 things that I always do to make sure that I am prepared mentally and that I am in the right state of mind.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. it's just happy to live for her, is the way I put it.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about Tuttle, Oklahoma, where you are from. What is the best part about your town?
So I'm from Tuttle, as you said. It's a very small, compact town in Oklahoma. I actually go to school in Amber. I go to Amber-Pocasset Public Schools, which is an even smaller town. And my favorite thing about my community is that they are always there for me. I can tell you the day that I won, the amount of messages and phone calls that I received from people just in my community was outrageous. I felt so much support to know that they were back home 8, 9 hours away, watching me online, supporting me, being there for me, even though they had nothing to do with this calf. They just wanted to see someone in their community succeed and represent um, our town and agriculture. And it's just truly special how close we are as a community.
Mhm. So tell me a little bit about your school.
Yes, so I played basketball through my 5th to 8th grade year. And recently, obviously, season interfered with Denver and those shows, so I had to make a sacrifice. But then I managed volleyball for a while, and I decided that it'd be something that I'd like to pursue. A lot of my other friends in FFA and involved in agriculture are very big and passionate about volleyball, and I think it's such a good team bonding sport, and it's going to allow me to learn so many traits, just like agriculture does, such as leadership, hard work, not just physically, but also mentally
Mhm.
and as a group. I just think it's really going to help in the long run. So I've decided to start that. I started that this year, but I'm really excited for this upcoming season.
Now you also show pigs too. Where have you shown hogs at?
So actually, in 2019, I showed or 2020, 2019, I showed a market hog at Denver. Came really close to making the sale, didn't quite get there. But I also showed a hog that year at the Oklahoma Youth Expo, and I was fortunate enough to exhibit the Grand Champion. Later that year, I've gone to World Pork Expo, Tulsa State Fair. I was reserve Grand Champion one year. I've shown at the Arizona National with Market Barras and a lot of just county, local, district shows in my state.
Mm. So you've shown at OIE.
Yes, yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So my dad is the executive director of the Oklahoma Youth Expo. So I've gotten to experience it ever since I was a baby, and I might just be biased, but it is one of my favorite shows. It is, if you've ever watched the Grand Drive at OIE, the lights, the limo, it just truly makes the kids feel involved. The want and the hunger to win, like that is what fuels it. It's the fuel to the fire of wanting to continue to pursue agriculture. And it's something that's really helpful is how involved our governor is in it. Governor Stitt is the most supportive political figure for us, and he is showing up to OIE, showing up to Cattlemen's Congress. He is truly a blessing for this state in terms of agriculture and supporting it. And so I just think OIE is so special in terms of just the people that surround you, the scholarships it provides, the opportunities. And it's honestly the best show I think you could get your kids involved in.
Mm-hmm. And I think other national shows need to take notes from OIE.
Oh, yes, for sure. Yes.
It's electric. It's
yes.
insane. So, which is your favorite to show? Pigs or cattle, and why?
So I always get asked this question, and I can never give an answer. I enjoy both so much. I probably show cattle more often than I do pigs, but I think both in terms of what it's going to teach me, I appreciate on the same level, and then just the animals' personalities, I just bond with both of them so closely, and I have just great experiences with both sides, so I can't say that I can pick a favorite. It's really hard because I truly appreciate both of the opportunities that the species bring me.
Yes. Now, on my show, I like to play a game called Would You Rather. So, with that, would you rather be able to speak all human languages fluently or be able to communicate with animals?
I'm gonna have to say communicate with animals for sure.
Now, why would you say that? Do you have a reason or?
Yes, for sure. So being filled with so many animals at our barn, from like 20 head of cattle to 40 head of pigs, I have always wondered, what do they think about this life? Like, what do they
Mm.
think whenever I'm putting a halter on them and taking them to wash them? Like, do they think it's weird? Do they enjoy it? Do they, like, how do they view this? And I think that if you could communicate with animals, it would be amazing just to see their thoughts and their line of processing things.
Yes. I would also agree with that. I'd want to know what, like, because I show pigs, and I'd want to know what my pigs are thinking,
Yeah.
like while I'm walking them or while,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of interesting. Now, you've achieved this incredible milestone. What goals do you have set next?
So, one really important goal to me is to win the Oklahoma Meat Expo Steer Show. That has been a dream of mine ever since I was old enough to really know what was happening. Another thing that I really want to do is be able to go to the national FFA convention with a speech. I want to be able to win our Oklahoma FFA speech contest and be able to go on and hopefully win nationals. I think that would be such an honor, and something that I'm really passionate about is public speaking. Along with livestock judging, I would also love to do and succeed in terms of that, because I want to go on and judge livestock in college. And those are some three important goals that I really would hope to achieve.
Mhm. So, do you know what you want to do when you get older? Like, what's next
Yes.
for you?
So I want to graduate from high school and go to Redlands Community College and be a livestock judger there. The livestock judging team there is incredible. I love it. And then hopefully go on to Oklahoma State University and continue judging there and have a major probably in animal science or ag communications. I would really like to end up being a lobbyist for agriculture and oil and gas. I am really passionate about spreading correct and accurate information about the agricultural industry and the oil and gas industry and how they um, work with each other, because I think it's something that's really taken for granted. And my dad works a consulting or lobbying business, and I would really like to take that over and make the main focuses on oil and gas and agriculture.
What's one thing you wish more people knew about you?
So I can't say there's one thing that, like, I feel like most people know a lot of stuff about me, but if there was something that I would be like, hey, this is kind of cool about me, it's that I've also shown goats for a couple years.
Really?
So yeah, people can look forward to me showing a lamb eventually, so I can get all four species under my belt. But being able to say that I've shown goats, pigs, and cattle, and then someday sheep, I think will be something that'll be really cool and just be a cool accomplishment for me.
Oh, yeah. If you had to give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Something that I would want to tell myself is that hard work always pays off. It's something that I can remember from a young age. If I didn't want to go to the barn or I didn't want to go to work, it was just like, what is this for? Like, what's the end goal? And I just would want to tell myself and like everyone out there that hard work is always going to pay off. And even if you don't win, it's going to teach you so many life lessons. I mean, you're going to grow up, get older, get a job. You're going to go through many challenges in your life. But this hard work, prosperity, and leadership that you learn from this industry is always going to be carried on with you.
Yeah, well, that wraps it up for me. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining me today.
Yes, thank you.